GTII looks like it's showing some signs of upside continuation. Let's go ahead and validate now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a GTII technicals, raw price action, and statistical thread of analysis on this Thursday afternoon. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so we are looking at GTII on the 12-hour chart here, and I wanted to just point out that the 12-hour and, let's see, the 8-hour are in fact still pivoted towards the upside, and in fact we're still getting the validation from the three drives of regular bullish divergence, right? So this is absolutely still suggesting a continuation. Now as you jump in to the 12-hour chart, you can actually see that the pivot, yes, has a little bit of weakness here in respects to what happened on this candle here, right? But upon that realization of a continuation to the upside, very likely this can correct. Now if we go to the daily time frame, please notice how actually that time frame is looking, right? So we definitely have a very, very attractive looking upside pivot here on the daily. Okay, so very likely now that the buy daily can actually start to pivot. Yeah, we're starting to get that pivot zone now on the buy daily, guys. There is something kind of brewing here, and there is kind of a continuation to the upside suggestion right now. Let's move on to the next chart and continue validating here. Okay, you guys. So yes, this is just the the ascending channel that we are pending to actually reclaim, right? So the price action definitely recovered quite a bit from the close of yesterday, right? So we definitely closed in the green today. So this is definitely good for the GTII asset. Okay, now in reference to the 6-hour volatility versus momentum, I'm not going to refer to the back test itself, right? Because we already realized that, in the maturity of that move has already kind of realized. But what I would like to point out here is that on the reversion variant, we actually did come back right to that reversion, to the mean, right? So we bounced right off of it, and we're now continuing an upside, right? So this is now another validator that this could be a very good area of support, or a viable area of support, before a continuation to that upside. Okay, you guys. So, and now regarding the good old chop zone that we've been talking about, right? So the likelihood of potentially trading within the area of about 121 to about 180 is still present. But remember that sentiment, or the psychology behind this asset, can actually invalidate that thesis of being trapped within this area very easily. So of course, yes, it would be highly ideal if we had some type of catalyst to actually push this thing further into the upside. But while we miss that, there could still be some volatility opportunities here to kind of bank from, right? So, and now, of course, the missing information, the missing data here from the Gaussian channel bi-weekly chart here. It's very important to actually take into consideration this. Unfortunately, I don't have all the data, because TradingView or I don't know, everyone actually is not able to look beyond 2014. Right, so what I mean to say about this is that anytime that we have broken upside of the mean band from the Gaussian channel, we have come back to test or to validate the area of support, or that mean band as support, before a continuation to the upside. So you can actually see here that, from that test back down to about 45 cents that we got just a couple months back, we actually moved to the upside, rejected from that top side of the Gaussian channel, right? So we came back, we're testing this support of the mean band, right, before we can continue on to that upside, guys. So there is still a very bullish something here within the 2-week time period, okay, which I mean 2-week candles here. In order for us to see like an upside, we can see the power, right? We can see that clearly we can do this in one candle, right? So, but just know that it's a pretty exponential move from 166 to about 237, right? So there could be the possibility to where we can actually make this one candle reach all the way that high, but there's also the possibility where we can do it in 2. Right, so just to kind of keep that in mind, and we'll continue touching bases within that. Okay, you guys. So yeah, we already spoke about the effects of the volatility versus momentum play. So I actually wanted to bring up the 3-day volatility versus momentum backtest that we've actually been looking at. This is the one that essentially giving us that potential for a $10 target. Right, so we talked about the potential of actually a higher likelihood of crossing below our regression line, right? So now we can go ahead and get rid of this, but I would like for you to notice something very important. Okay, so we're starting to get the cross of the EMA 3 above the 14-day simple moving average. This is indicative of a potential floor being found, and then a readjustment and continuation to the play. All right, so that play is about a 900% move to the upside. Okay, so what we need is for volatility to start contracting from critical volatility, which is within the 90 percentile, to start contracting, and then actually pair that with an upside continuation. Okay, as you can see here, this was the firing of the signal right down here, right? So I mean, pretty much at the bottom, right? So we fired that signal, right? And then we actually continued on to the upside, right? So this is still not solidified. The move is still in play. Why is it still in play? Well, because we've never actually re-expanded or recontracted to touch either extremes. Okay, so we're still within the medium of the volatility, so that entails that the move is still in play, just like I said before, right? So to the very few people who were asking me like, well, so much for your $10 target. Well, you're not saying it anymore and all that stuff. Well, I am. It's just we're looking at a 3-day chart here. Every candle takes 3 days to kind of complete. So it's gonna take time, right? So I'm not giving you the tiny little targets here and there like on a day trade. I'm trying to give you the targets that matter, right? So in this case, yeah, we're in the process of resetting that condition yet again and continuing to, and thus kind of encouraging a continuation to the way up. Okay, you guys, so, and now in reference to the last part of the analysis, this is the RSI, and things are getting very interesting here. Okay, you guys, so please look at this 30-minute immediate short-term time frame crossing above that 14-day simple moving average with a very significant pivot to the upside, right? So now the 4-hour RSI is actually approaching that gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, so this is very likely to actually get pulled to the upside. The 8-hour, very similar situation to the 4-hour, even closer to that gravitational zone, very likely an upside pivot here. Notice that both of the 4-hour and 8-hour RSI, I'm sorry, the 14-day simples are pivoted towards the upside, right? So this is a very good thing. And now more importantly, we're starting to get a very bullish cross here on the 12-hour. Okay, so this is the RSI signal purple line crossing above the 14-day simple moving average, which is a very bullish thing. Okay, and as you can see here, the 12-hour time frame has actually been below that 14-day simple moving average since before the 29th of March. Okay, and we're on the 13th of April now, so it looks like it's in fact succeeding the top side of that. We spoke about this yesterday too in the live. Okay, you guys, and now moving on to the 3-day time frame, you can see that we're in the gravitational zone. Very this can have us likely succeed the top side of the 14-day simple moving average for a continuation to the upside. And now take a look at this. Okay, so we are getting a very, very curious cross here from the GTII 5-day RSI. We're getting a cross of the signal line above the 14-day simple moving average. This is an absolutely bullish signal, and it does kind of suggest a continuation to the upside. Remember, it's the 5-day though. Okay, we are also in the gravitational zone, likely for us to continue on to the upside here. Okay, you guys, so definitely keep an eye on whatever is happening with GTII. Okay, you guys, please remember I'm still offering the master's course, which you can actually sign up by checking the Gmail in the description below. And we'll go over the course packages and the cost and all that stuff, right? So, yeah, guys, please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever, okay, you guys? I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be good. All right, so yeah, just keep an eye on your longs here. But I mean, in my personal opinion, I still would have to favor the bulls in this particular situation. Okay, as the bears look like they're losing some strength right now. Okay, you guys. But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.